Hello everyone, today is my Monday manga spoiler review, and of course we're doing a spoiler review of Choujin X Volume 1. So let's start off with the plot. So basically, Zuma and Tokyo are like really good childhood friends. They've been friends since childhood, and they're still friends, I guess you might say. But Zuma's like the cool kid that's the cool kid, and Tokyo wants to be the cool kid. So it has a scene where they're being attacked by this Choujin whatever, this Choujin like creature whatever, and it flashes back on also on other stuff too. It does a good job of flashing back of young Tokyo getting saved by a hero Choujin as well, which he's in the chapter, and he's like a father figure to him almost. He saves him from these kidnappers or whoever they are, these weird looking delinquents, whatever. Same with this, except these are Choujins, and these are weird looking horrors like Choujins that are like very curse-like. So they find this vial, two vials, and Zuma and Tokyo grab both vials or shots, whatever you call them, injectors, and they basically inject themselves with it, and it has Choujin in them, and they were transformed from Choujin. Well, immediately, Tokyo turns into a Choujin, and Zuma doesn't turn into a Choujin yet, and we see Tokyo turn into a Choujin, and he's a vulture. And it does a great job of like making his powers cool, but also very threatening, very awkward, very uncomfortable, and a very like a curse. And it feels like what it actually is. Here's their shot. Here's their great shot of them taking the Choujin ejection, which they do. And when they do it, yeah, it goes wild. It goes wild, and they take out, and they do take out this Choujin-like creature, and then we see the vulture, and it is really cool how they did it. Very, very cool how they did this. And it's like a monster. It's not like it's like a monster almost, and it has to deal with it every single time. And it does a good job flashing back to Inzuma and Tokyo, mostly Tokyo, really. Because Tokyo has a very troubled past, apparently. And Zuma like keeps him away from that. Helps him out, keep him away from that kind of stuff. But he wants to be a Choujin as well, but can't be until now. And when he does he regret it? He says no regrets. No regrets at all. And I think now he's regretting it. Because it's now like a curse, and does a good job of like getting into this. And then we see the Choujin hero. And here he is, as he saves young Tokyo, from getting killed. And we see him as Hoshi Sandik. Sorry, I'm not really good with translation with Japanese names, but here's the main character, or really the reason why he wants to become a Choujin. And we see him train. And then we see him going back to present, being like a vulture, and just how scary it is, how well done actually it is. He has an older sister that keeps eye on him all the time. He's very protective. So he has to like hide his face, hide his figure, whatever. And does a good job of like going into that and seeing him like just dreading. He's afraid to eat. He's just afraid. He's scared on what's going on. And does a really good job of getting into this. And then we see the sister getting very suspicious. And he also tries to hide his face. I mean, moments of that happening. And then we see Nari. Nari comes in. We see Zuma first, and then we see the main villain, which I don't know who the main villain is, but he's a very, he wears a mask, and he is terrifying. He takes out the Choujin creature that failed to kill those kids. And now we see him getting into this idea of like being a vulture, how scary it is. And he's trying to be cool. Zuma thinks he's cool, even though he doesn't know what's going on with him. And Zuma is not transforming into anything else. And then we meet this schoolgirl named Nari. And Nari kind of falls in love with him. Or actually kind of spies on Tokyo, because he hides his face. And he looks weird. And she likes weird things. She loves snakes. She's a snake charmer. She loves snakes. Does a really good job of doing it. And then we get into like the zoo. She goes on a date with the zoo. And then we see her first kiss. And it is cool. And we find out that Nari is also a Choujin. She's not just a snake charmer or a snake lover. She actually is a snake. And she turns into it. And it's a really freakish, cool looking idea they went with. I love the way they did this. And the action is nonstop. It's nonstop. And then we see her just basically torturing Tokyo, learning what Tokyo really is, and they find out that Nari is actually, she's that kind of creature. She's this kind of creature. So she turns into a snake, and her Choujin power is White Snake. And we find out her full beastification, which is basically what it actually is. Her full beastification. I love how they did this, starting at first with the action. The idea of like her hands turns into snake tails and the snake heads. Like it whips you, but also attacks you with his mouth, with his mouths or fangs. I love that. That's really cool they did that. And then we see her transform fully into the White Snake Choujin, which is basically like her controlling a giant snake. Very Voltron, and I guess Gundam, more like Voltron. Never got into Gundam. I'm more into Voltron. More like Voltron vibes almost. I like. And the action is just nonstop. Just nonstop action. And does a great job of keeping you influenced into this. And it just keeps going until we see full beastification. Not yet. It just ends with a cliffhanger. Full beastification of Tokyo. And that's basically how Volume 1 ends. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun. A lot of really cool ideas. A really cool twist of horror. Monsters, creatures, mutation, DNA and all that. It does a great job of doing that. And how awkward, how scary it is to be a high school student and also become a Choujin. And now he's got to fight a Choujin, which this girl falls in love with him, or spies on him first, and then falls in love with him, and then we find out that she's a Choujin, and then she just wants to have fun. So this is her part of her game, and that's what she wants to be. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Y'all, thank y'all for watching. Leave a like, comment for any future suggestions or anything coming out, or have you read Choujin? If you watch Choujin next, comment on you loved it, or do you hate it, or do you find it too weird? I agree, it's weird. But if you love Tokyo Ghoul, you'll love this. Like I said, it's a weird manga. It's a weird series, but I really enjoyed it. And also, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all next time. Have a wonderful, safe day.